Welcome to Adventures with Janis. Hey, I know it's been a while since we posted a video, but hey, it's been cold. Janis has been in hibernation, but hey, now the weather's starting to warm up and we're fixing to start getting Janis back out on the road and bringing you all the journeys and adventures that lie before us this summer. Today on this episode, we are going to build a stool for Janis to go in the back. When the Westphalias were built, they came with it's kind of like a footstool that went in between the cabinet that houses the sink and the icebox and the jump seat. So it actually goes in between those two pieces in the back, and we don't have the frame or anything, so we're going to make us one. I'll show you a picture of what that little stool looks like and where it goes. And for us, we are going to make one out of a medical chair that we bought for when Kelly had foot surgery. And it's basically a little stool that goes in a tub, but we're going to use the base of it for our stool. So let's get busy. So to make our stool, we're going to use the base of a medical stool that goes in your bathtub. We bought Kelly one when she had surgery on her foot, so that way she could keep her foot up out of the water. And then we're just going to use a regular piece of 3/4 inch plywood. This is a scrap piece I had left over from a project that I did. And this chair, this stool that I like about it is adjustable, because you can adjust the height of it everywhere you want it to. So I also bought some bolts from Lowe's. You can get from Lowe's, Home Depot. And then these are just some T-nuts right here. They actually I will put them into the wood, so that way I can use my bolt here to screw down in there to hold the frame of the stool onto this piece of wood. I was going to try to use the actually use the bolts that came with this, because they got like a little end like this right here on there, but I couldn't find a T-nut to fit them, so we're gonna go with this. So the measurement in the back, and let me show you where it's gonna go and show you the measurements and everything. So the stool is going to sit right here where this subwoofer is. This subwoofer, we're able to take it in and out wherever we need to. But yeah, it's going to sit between this cabinet here that houses the sink and the icebox and this jump seat here. So it's 13.5 inches across, and then we're going to make it 16 inches deep. And basically what that stool was for was families that had small kids and everything. They could put that stool right here and then actually have a small child sleep right here on this seat right here. So that's where it's going. So let's get started building this thing. All right, so the first thing I did was I got me a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, cut it to length. This is a little bit narrower. It's not as wide as 13.5. It's like 12 3/4. But that's the only width that I had back there, and I wasn't gonna sacrifice a whole sheet of plywood just to make this one little thing. So so this here is our stool, and what I did was I laid it out here on the bench, and then because these bars are too narrow for me to get a pencil or anything in there, and I don't have a pencil small enough, so I just made lines, outlined the stool itself, the frame of it, and then I made marks where the holes were at within the frame, and then I just drilled holes for it. Also, these little T-nuts, let me show you these. So this is what the little T-nut looks like. It's got little teeth on it, and all it's going to do is just sit right down in that hole once you get it drilled, like so. Then the only thing you got to do is just hammer it in. So I'm going to do that and get it all set up, and then we'll see. Once we get those in and they're aligned right, then I'm going to get my sander and my palm sander, and then sand the corners so they're not sharp like this right here, and they won't eat through the vinyl. And then we'll start getting everything ready to cover this thing. All right, I'll bring you back whenever I get all this together. All right, I got everything finished getting drilled. I put the other T-nuts in, and there was one that goes in the middle. I'm gonna not put it in. I'm not gonna worry about it. But everything lines up pretty well, so which is surprising. Most time I have to do things 2 or 3 times before I get it right. And now these nuts right here, I will tighten up. And let's see here. So there we go. Now what we can do is we can lower this, lower the legs of this thing. Let me lower them down so that way they can. I have to put a little oil on them to lube them up, but we can make it as high as we want to, which I like. So, all right, well, there it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back off, and then I'm going to round the edges with my sander, and then I'm going to get ready to use some of our memory foam over there that's left over for my bedroll. Cut some of it, put it on here, and then we have some vinyl that matches the side panels in the back of Janis, and then get it all finished up. All right, so I went ahead and sanded the edges down to get the sharp edges off the wood. I had to make a change on our nuts and bolts. I was going to go with the T-bolt to go in here and then screw into it, but after I got them in there, and I guess I should have used some wood glue to glue them in, but I didn't. Once I got them in there, then the frame, when you would sit on it, it would start to pull those teeth out of the wood. So what I'm going to go with is just a lag bolt and nut. I took the wave washer off the old seat and going to use those. So yeah, so that's the route we're going to go. This is the old bolt. It was 1.5 inches. So now these are 2 inches. And that gives me enough room to secure the frame to this piece of wood here. All right, so what we have here is, I think it's 3-inch memory foam. Yeah, 3-inch memory foam. And then we have some matting on top of it that we'll place. And the only thing I want to do is just put this on here like this. Try to get it centered. The memory foam is a little bit larger than the board, but that's okay. That's all right. It ain't got to be perfect. And then get me a marker, and then we'll mark this side of it here. like that. And then we're gonna start making our cuts. I'm gonna try to use these scissors, but this stuff is so thick. If I had a big enough knife or something to cut it, would be better. I'll tell you what, let's try something. Let's try something here. And really, a guy that I saw on TV, he was using just a regular old kitchen knife. Yeah, there we go. So what I have here is a fish filleting knife. This thing is sharp as all get out. Yeah, so I'm just going to use it. And it's flaying it right open. So what I might do is like go to Walmart or something and buy an old cheap carving knife, like you carve a turkey up with, an electric one. There we go. And use it. I saw a guy on a YouTube channel that was doing it, reupholstering a chair, and to cut his foam with, he used a knife, an electric knife that looked like a carving knife for a turkey. And of course, that that knife is probably something that you'd use for an upholstery. But all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is actually get the foam. I took this off of here, and I might roll it, pull it to make a rounded edge on it. So just make it a little bit harder, but we'll see. I think we'll just do that right there. Yep. That'll be good enough. All right. We'll put that over there. And now I got some 3M. Well, so what I got is some 3M super adhesive, multi-purpose adhesive. I'm just going to spray this on here, but before I do that, I am going to get me a towel to lay it on so I don't get sticky stuff all over the countertop here. And then I'm just going to spray this stuff on here. So. And we're going to spray the bottom of it. Like that. And we're going to wait for that to get kind of tacky, like it is. And then we're just going to see what would be better if I just take it like this. Well, I ain't got enough hands. Let me get this out of the way. that. And I'm going to turn this over. And try to get it kind of centered. There we go. Now then. All right. Now then. Here we go. All right. So then what we're going to do is, all right, so now I'm going to go and get the vinyl and get it laid out, get it measured, and get it cut. All right, we got a cushion glued on to our board. This is the vinyl that we're going to use to cover the stool, and it's the same color that's the side panels on the back of Janis is. It's the same color. It's a marine grade vinyl. We got it from a place over in Montgomery that's actually fixing to go out of business, and I can't think of the name of it right now. But all right, so basically we're gonna line this up here. Kind of in the middle. Like that. All right, so we're just trying to measure it out. We're gonna have some waste, unfortunately. Okay, right now a little bit closer. Oop. All right. Mark this with. All right, now I went and got my square, so I make a nice clean cut here, and put it up there. Get my knife here. I'll tell you, I'm going to use this one over here. All right. Now, let me put this over here. There's a couple of places I didn't cut all the way through. Just make sure you got a sharp blade. So there we go. All right, now we got that done. On this side of the way. All right, so now we got it, the vinyl cut. I'm just gonna put it across here. Probably need to cut that some more. Let's see here. staple the sides here. I'll bring it down just a little bit more. I'm gonna start on this side here. Now I've got a staple gun. Let me make sure I got some yeah, I got staples in it. Alright. Pull it tight, try to pull it tight. All right, so what I did was I had to bump up there on my gun, and then I stapled these down just to get it tight, and then pulled this as tight as I could and stapled it down. So now it's got a rounded shape that we're looking for. All right, now, so next we're gonna bring this in. Next we'll bring this in. Bring it in tight. You don't want it too tight to where it's already compressing the cushion down. So we go there. Now, believe me, I'm not no upholsterer. So I'll just work on this one end here. What I want to do is make a fold. Bring that over. Then I want to cut some of that off. We'll probably need to cut a little bit more off. And if we have to, I'll always take the staple out. Right here, kind of. So if you make a mistake, you can always take the staples out. And I'll pull this in here like that. All right, so my GoPro went dead, and filming me stapling this down to this board. So I got it all stapled, and then I just put the frame on top of it, and now I'm going to screw it down, and then I'll show you what the end product is. Okay, so it's going to sit right there where that subwoofer is. So there you have it. There you go. Now we got this little stool that goes in there. All right. Well, that finished this episode. I hope you got some ideas if you got a bus and missing that little stool there on how you can make you one. Like we say in the V-Dub world, hey, drive them if you got them, peace, and V-Dub life. And remember, if you like the video and the contents of our videos, hey, make sure you give a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hey, hit the subscribe button and click that bell for notifications of when new videos that we put out are coming out. And hey, make sure you tell everybody in the V-Dub world that you know to like and subscribe, and then we'll see you on the next one. Hey, Kelly and I would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. If you'd like to keep up with our adventure, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell for notifications of when we post new videos. Also, if you like the content, hey, give us a big thumbs up, and you can always leave us comments in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. And remember, like we say in the V-Dub world, drive them if you got them. Peace and V-Dub life.